In battle, it's pretty hard to argue that having a bigger gun is a bad thing. And when your opponent is the one with the bigger gun, you really only have one choice. For a few seasons now, Skidoo has had the biggest gun, and it's been difficult for the rest to compete when the playing field is so uneven. This season, Polaris got fed up and brought not just a new gun, but a whole new weapons system to the fight, and it's going to change things big time. It is the Indy XC 850. Polaris's new Indy XC platform is basically just a switchback assault with a shorter tunnel. Now, if you're thinking that was a great place to start, then you're thinking exactly what I'm thinking. The Axis front end is, in the collective opinions of basically everyone here at SnowTrax TV, the best front end the snowmobile industry has ever seen. It blends near perfect ride quality with near perfect handling characteristics. It's a front end we've come to love, and it arrives unchanged on the new Indy XC. Walker Evans needle shocks up front will be familiar to everyone, and while we would like some easy-to-adjust QS3s up front just for the sake of simplicity, there really is nothing bad to say about the Walkers. They work great. Large and small bump compliance is excellent, with the small stuff being nearly erased and the big stuff handled with an almost Victorian composure. Turn-in and cornering is so trustworthy, you'd let it watch your kids if you could. But this is stuff we're already familiar with. It's something we've already seen before on the Switchback Assault. The truth is, what's really got people talking is what's under the hood and out back under your butt. Out back, the XC has an all-new skid frame Polaris is calling the Pro CC 129, which stands for conventional coupled and essentially just means it's a double-coupled setup that's wrapped in a 129-inch track. The front arm has been borrowed from the Rush, the Switchback, and the Assault, but the rear arm is a completely new design. The front shock is a 2-inch diameter Walker needle shock with a piggyback reservoir positioned for easy access to the clicker knob. The rear arm shock is a new concept that has the reservoir connected halfway down the shock body. Once the shock piston passes the reservoir channel, the oil then has to travel around the piston, which creates a strong rising rate. And when combined with a needle like the rest of Walker shocks, you get excellent anti-bottoming characteristics, but still maintain a plush ride. So the question is Pro CC an R-Motion killer? The answer is yes and no. In terms of on-trail ride, this new skid frame is just a tiny bit smoother on both the little stutter bumps and the larger trail size moguls. Which means for the average trail rider, it is capable of providing what we think is the best ride in the industry. But I will say it's not quite as versatile as an R-Motion when it comes time to take it off-trail into the really aggressive bump. If you're not the kind of rider who ventures into the ungroomed abyss, the Pro CC is definitely what you want though. Really all that's left to talk about is what's under the hood, and this is definitely what's been generating the most excitement. Polaris's Patriot 850 is a brand new motor from the ground up, and contrary to what many people believed, including myself, this engine is not a knee-jerk reaction to Skidoo's 850. Polaris claims this is the most durable engine they've ever built. Now go ahead and roll your eyes. I'll wait. When you're done, listen carefully. Every 850 engine comes with a 4-year warranty included. Polaris is confident enough in this motor to stand behind it for 4 years. That says a lot in my opinion, but the truth is only time will tell. The next important point is that this motor is buttery smooth and has a power curve that's not really a curve at all, it's more like a straight line. Power comes on so clean and smooth and it builds with such a linear predictability, it's almost bizarre. Polaris won't officially release any horsepower numbers. The only hint about actual power output is that it makes 9% more horsepower than the Liberty 800. My math says that's somewhere in the 165 to 168 neighborhood. Does it feel as strong as other big two-strokes? Nope, it feels stronger. The final important point about the Patriot 850 is that when ridden at trail speeds, it actually uses less fuel than the old 800. Oil consumption is on par, So in a nutshell, you're getting a more durable engine that makes more power, but uses the same amount of fuel. My final thoughts on the new Indy XC850 are these. First, the engine is incredible. Second, the chassis, front end, and overall rider ergonomics are as excellent as they've always been. And third, the Pro CC rear skid is outstanding. This sled is a winner for Polaris and for you, the consumer, and should be making its competition more than a little bit nervous. If you enjoyed that video, make sure you hit the like button and then subscribe to SnowTracks TV's YouTube channel that's constantly being updated with fresh content.